Happy Monday and welcome to Her View Podcast, What Women Really Think. I'm Shawnee, your relationship expert.
I'm Ernie, the mental, no, I'm Ernie, your military wife coach.
And I'm Adrian, your favorite mental health advocate. And today, I can't wait to hear all of these Heaux Tales. But before we get into that, ladies, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great now that I've seen the news that Ashanti and Keisha Cole will be on Versus this Thursday. So I am hyped to see them go toe to toe.
Right.
I've been waiting for it.
Finally.
Everybody's waiting for that because before the last time they were supposed to go do the Verses, like people were throwing full parties and everything, like waiting for this. So I mean, I can't wait. I'm ready to sing my heart out. I know that.
And cry. There's that one song that's gonna make you cry. I'm doing good. Adrian got me messing up my whole intro because hey braids, how you doing?
Hey.
I like looked up and was like, okay, girl. Distracted me. But no, I've been good this week.
Very good. So today is MLK observance.
Yes.
So happy birthday. His birthday is actually Martin Luther King's birthday was Friday, I believe, the 15th.
Friday, I think.
Yeah.
Friday.
And we're celebrating and people are out there in DC. And yeah, it's all good.
Did you guys see like today? I think it was like on a Shade Room, right? Someone had wrote Michelle Williams of Destiny's Child and basically was like, you need to sit down and have kids or something like that. Like you're so bored. And she like tore into them. And I had like a proud moment because she was like, you don't know if I could have kids. You don't know if I want kids. Like just so many things. And it's like, why is that anybody's business? Like, if she wanted kids, I'm pretty sure at this point she would have had them.
Right.
Or maybe she tried and we just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you just don't know someone's situation. And I feel like the internet is just always so cruel.
The reproductive system is so like it's so I think some people just think it's so easy because you see people and they get pregnant, but like my own situation, you know, I had my first son and then I had 12 miscarriages in between my first son and my daughter. Like, you never know what a person's going through. Even people with kids, you don't know the struggles. Like, that's just so. And I just hope it wasn't a guy that said it. Like, it's wrong either way, but I just hope it wasn't a man like, hey, go do something with your ovaries. Like,
yeah, it's definitely bad either way. Like, I've learned to stop telling, like, you know, you see good people and you're like, they're married and they're a happy couple. And you're like, you're gonna have kids. You guys need to like, you know, make babies. And some people do. They, like you said, they have difficulties. So I've learned not to do that. And it doesn't come off with malicious intent. It's just sometimes you just know good people and you know they would make another good human. But sometimes it's difficult. And some honestly don't want them. And that's okay. And I think it should be used as a weapon to tell somebody to go sit down somewhere. You go sit down somewhere. You got somewhere. I hope she read her for filth or him. Whoever.
And like I said, I was so proud because I just feel like we just need to stop pressuring people into feeling like we have to have children. Like, and it wasn't a man. I think it was a woman. But regardless, like you said, no one should be telling you what you should be doing. Like, she's happy.
Not only that,
I
think they try her because she's the Christian, and they felt like it's like some people just feel like she's an easy target because it's like, oh, she gonna stay by the cross. Well, hey, look, God was a gangster. I don't know if y'all know this, but don't let that Bible fool you. Like you can't run up on every Christian the same. And so I'm glad she finally, because there has been a lot. She's always like the redheaded stepchild when you think about Destiny's Child. So yeah,
a lot of flack.
And maybe she just wants to be married first. There are some people who still do not want to have kids before marriage.
Right.
So shout out to her for standing up for herself.
Right.
That's what's up. Let's see who's in here. Let's Shantae Adams. She says that's definitely a behavior I had to unlearn. Yeah, you can't just be like, hey,
Me too.
When you got
I
kids.
had to learn that too. Like Shawnee said, sometimes you just see people and you're like, oh my God, you got it together, right? And that was like one of my biggest things. When I graduated with my master's degree, everybody was like, okay, you got your master's. When is the baby coming? And I'm like, I just got my master's. Like, can I get a job in my field first? Like, Jesus Christ.
I didn't even get a check yet. Wait.
It was the weirdest thing. Like literally, people weren't even asking me like, "Are you gonna get married?" But that was the first thing. Like, so you ready to have children? I'm like, oh my God. It felt like so much pressure. So I think I had to learn to step back and stop asking those type of questions as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. But today,
Ooh. We're talking about these hotels. How do you guys feel about Jasmine Sullivan's newest album?
Dylon, Dylon, Dylon. Fire, fire, fire.
Yes.
I'm here for every single song, and I am so happy she's getting her flowers finally. The woman is so talented. She's been singing and writing and just creating this beautiful music for years, and I feel like now people are like really listening.
Yeah.
And, what a way to start. If this is your first time being introduced to Jasmine Sullivan,
Right.
whew, man, listen, her archive is crazy.
I love her. Like I love her so much. All of her music. So when this album dropped, I was like open. I was open off the title before I even heard the album because I'm like, she about to come with some heat with this one. And then I heard the album and like I just keep it on replay over and over again because it's just so good. But we're definitely gonna get into some of the tales that she talks about on her album and like break them down. And then we have some people that wrote into us and wanted to share their hotels as well. So let's jump into that. So one of the first tales on her album is called Antoinette's Tale. And basically this one is talking about how sometimes, because not all, but most men can't handle women doing the same things that they do sexually, like going out and having numerous partners and things as that. So one of the quotes from that tale is, their egos are often way too fragile to ever handle a woman who owns and has real agency over her own body. We're to blame too, because we're out here telling them that this PUSSY is theirs when in all actuality it's ours. So what do we think about that?
I think it's a powerful thing when women own their own sexuality. I think it speaks to the songs that are out. You know, Little Kim's whole her whole album series is about owning your body. Foxy Brown, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, especially Meg Thee Stallion, they're all talking about owning their bodies, and I think it's something that it should become more normal.
Yes.
The talk. You know, whatever terms you use to describe your body parts, it is what it is. But I think it should be normalized, the talk, and not seen as taboo because it's a natural thing. So I'm here for it.
Absolutely. I do think that we should also normalize women stop telling these men that it's theirs. It's not. I don't even think we found whose it is yet. Like, till I get a ring, it ain't nobody's. It's mine. So let's normalize that. Let's stop lying to people. But I do, as a mother, like, of course, I'm not going to have these conversations with my 8-year-old right now. But I do think that we do have to start owning our bodies and speaking about having the right conversations with our daughters. So therefore they're not just doing the errors that we did and just giving it like it's powerful and it's yours and it's not a weapon, but it's more precious than anything else. Like, you get to say, I don't want to be this type of woman. I can be this woman, but I still can be respected and I'm still valued and worthy. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also think that we have to start using the correct terminology for the body parts, especially with our children. Yeah. They should know the real names of their body parts. God forbid something happens. Like, you can't have them coming to the police or whoever talking about so-and-so touched my no-no. You know what I mean?
Right.
They have to understand. So, like I said, the conversation needs to be more normal. And
Yeah.
so,
the funny thing that you say something about that is I'm a criminal justice major, and that is something that can get somebody off of a case, is because that child doesn't specify, so they can say that's doubt. Like that might have been her armpit, that might have been her knuckle,
right.
like, or his armpit or his knuckle. So like that is the most important. The reason why my children know what the names of their body parts are is because after taking those classes, I was like, oh, that's it's, but it's not vulgar. Like, when did the actual name and terminology become like, oh, that's a bad word, you can't say it? Like,
it's like Shawnee said, because it's so taboo, right? Because when you were younger, or like, let's say your parents were younger, these conversations weren't being had. Like, I'm so grateful to have my parents who, like, any question I had about the body, like, they kept it honest and real with me about everything. Like, I remember having a talk with my dad about my body parts, and that's even taboo to a lot of people, right? Because they feel like the mother should handle it. But him having that talk with me, like, that gave me a certain type of confidence as well. Like, I was walking different because I knew my dad had my back, and I knew that I could come to him and be like, yo, daddy, someone did this to me and it don't feel right, or whatever the case is. So I do think that saying the correct names are important, having conversations around sex. Like, everyone's gonna have sex at some point, so let's not treat it as if it's something that only happens when you turn 50 years old, because then when your child does it, you're disappointed. And no, it's gonna happen. Okay, it's okay.
You don't feel bad for doing something that's natural. You know, you want to prevent it as long as possible, but you also want to give them the proper tools and the knowledge. So I definitely agree. Cliff says, I'm all for women owning their sexuality, but what's the line of demarcation between owning sexuality and being a husband? Did you sip your tea?
I mean, I feel like, honestly, like, that's up to, like, it's a personal opinion, right? Because if someone sleeps with 50 people, that may not be considered a hold to them, as where someone else may be like, 10 men are my limit, or 10 women are my limit. Like, it's a personal thing. And I don't think we get to tell people that they're hoes because they did a number more than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like, I did one more than you, but so what?
Like, now, let's be all the way 100. It might not be a number more than you, but it's a number more than you care to tell people. So then in public, you publicly shame them, like, oh, girl, you did that, knowing your number is 486,000 and her number's 3. Like, but I do think that Cliff's question should be applied. I think when we think Heaux Tales, we naturally go women. But men can be hoes too. Like, you can't ask for a man. When does that line? When does that line happen for you? Okay, then apply that answer to us. The same time that it happens for you, it happens for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what this whole thing is about, right? Like, they can't handle it. And I'm not saying all men, but that's what they're saying. Like, men can't handle us. Like, if we was to say we slept with 50 people, men would be like, oh my God, 50 people. But if a man said it, it's like, yeah, my boy slept with 50 women, like, that is crazy. What? Like, why?
We get high fives and we get put in Heaux jail. No,
right.
Says, don't count my mouth.
Okay. Right. Not their business.
Right. Oh, that's right. We should probably get into these stories because it is.
So, are we moving on to the next tale?
Do you want to tell a story about that particular tale, or
I have a story for this one? Do you guys have a story?
I feel like I have a story for this one particular.
I got several stories.
Owning your sexuality, I think so. So, young lady writes, I screwed 4 guys that I work with. They were all in the kitchen at work, social distancing, of course. So I sent a text to each of them saying, cough if you like the way my ass looks in my work pants. I went into the kitchen to get some coffee and they all coughed at the same time. HR told my boys they had to go home.
I was about to say, that sounds like a whole COVID party, like everybody in it. This is disgusting.
She told them to cough, and they all did it. And then she had the nerve to say, HR sent my boys
My
home.
boys, my men, sent them home. Sent them packing.
Oh my God.
I mean,
really, she owns her sexuality, okay?
checkmate. I mean, hey, and they all work together too. Wow, she's bold. She's bold.
And they don't. Here's the thing: they all work together. They having conversations and don't know that she is like everybody's appetizer.
Nope.
I would have been looking around mad weird, like, why are you coughing?
Is that COVID or is that Keisha? That COVID or Keisha? Which one?
Everybody looking at their phone coughing. Someone got no
COVID.
I would have been happy when they sent me home because I'd have felt like something was happening in that room. Everybody just coughing.
Oh God. Job, sis.
And she know when payday is. They can't be like, I ain't got it. We just got paid.
Say Adam said I would have about faced out the kitchen.
No about face because they're gonna look at your butt in them jeans again. So you just gotta like do a slow walk back.
Dion says, is she starting her own basketball rec team in that
Hey, she's minding her business. That's what she's doing.
She's just getting coffee. I don't know what y'all think about.
It's not her fault. Her butt look great in them jeans and everybody coughing. Like, that's on them.
Right.
But yeah, ladies. So moving on to the next tale, we have Aries' tale, right? And on Aries' tale, she's talking about the penis being so good that sometimes you'll allow someone to mistreat you. So in this case, she talks about like the guy talking to her crazy, but she kind of allows it because the sex is so good. Like she just got to keep it going. So what do y'all feel about? What are your thoughts on that one?
Okay, let's be clear. Let's be all the way. I gotta put my phone down. Let's be all the way clear, right? I've had great, wonderful experiences, right? I have them currently. I love my husband. I love everything we do. But if you ever think you're gonna be out your rabbit ass mind and talk to me crazy because of nah, bro. Like those is two different. Like I can compartmentalize so well. It's not even like a problem. So those for like in life, those have always been two different things for me. The way you treat me and the way you treat me are two different places, and you don't get to mistreat me in either one of them. I ain't never had it. I ain't never gonna get it.
Some people get stigmatized.
Yes, I do believe it.
And you'll play around and you'll mess with broke D too. And here's the thing. You gotta be careful, right? Because those broke ones, they have the best D, right? Because allegedly.
What else are they doing?
That's what they don't do anyway.
I love that.
They don't have nothing else going on. So what else they gonna give you?
So what he doing? What makes him so great with the extra time? Like, is he practicing by himself? Like, it's just
clearly he's doing something, or he knows that he got a stroke for his life because if he don't got no money anymore.
That's all he got.
That's all he got.
All he got. Yeah,
I've
heard people's situations. Like I've heard people talk about them being stigmatized as well too. Like, and it doesn't always mean like you're being treated so horribly, but sometimes like I may be angry because you didn't take the trash out, but now you put it on me and I forgot about the trash. Like I'll take the trash out myself. You know? Yeah.
I got it.
You want to make tacos, huh?
Like, that was amazing.
Tacos, Jody.
I got
make the tacos, Jody.
Okay, Jody, you can have this talk, and that's what the song is about, right? He put it down. He don't got no money. She picking it up from his mama's house. It's like that's what it is. Don't get pregnant by good D. That's broke. No. Okay, let's not do that. Okay. I am so tired of seeing women at the bus stop with babies. It's just too much. I can't. Like, sis, be careful.
Yes.
That's all I gotta say.
All right. So now we got Donna's tale, right? And in Donna's tale, she talks about women doing things sexually for their husbands in return for things, right? So like you want your husband to do something, so you may have sex with him tonight because you know tomorrow he'll do it because you had sex with him. So what are our thoughts on that? Like, do you feel like in relationships that women often use sex to get what they want?
I will say this is the only like intro I couldn't get with. And not to be that chick, but my relationship's completely different, right? And my history's different and things I've been through in life. So there's certain things that I just don't, I'm not, like my husband will play. I'll be like, hey, babe, can you do the dishes? And he'll be like, what you gonna do for me? And then my husband will get cussed out. And then he'll be like, I was just playing. So I that truly was the only thing on the thing that I just couldn't get with. I don't know, like what's your last name?
The best payment.
The best payment.
Adrian.
Princess Yaya said, duh.
He's like, what else would I do?
No.
What else?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm saying if that's your sole reason to have sex, though, that's a problem. That's toxic. If you're only screwing your man to get something out of him, that's very toxic. But you get a little something there, you're gonna go clean out the garage and wash the dishes, and maybe he might, what I mean? Like, and then even like when your man gets a haircut, right? Yes. Who don't get hyped when they man get a haircut? You be right with him. Why? Because you're attracted to him. You giving him some because he got a haircut. You don't think next week he's gonna get another haircut? Okay. You don't think he's gonna stay clean the cut for you?
Incentive.
Stop it. Princess Jaya said, listen, Linda, I'm gonna get what I want. We're gonna do it anyway. So she
right.
So she's
and that's the thing too, because I tell my husband,
you might as well do what I want you to do.
I tell my husband all the time, I'm like, you pay for sex, right? And he's like, no, I don't. And I'm like, lights on. Click the button in my garage.
Adrian says, man, I'll be the king of the honeydew list for the right payment.
Adrian got it.
Something Adam said, yes, and that bold, smooth head. See, she here for the haircut.
Okay, she get it. So I guess it does happen. Right? Like it happens and it's okay.
It's only bad if it's the only reason.
Yes. The only reason, right.
It's literally like I want something and we ain't had sex in 6 months, but okay, I guess I'll do it. But that's a whole nother issue. That's like, y'all need counseling because there's something else.
Exactly. You may end up having a good time anyway. So
yeah, that's it. Now we have Rashida's Tale, and in Rashida's Tale, they're basically talking about this girl was dating another girl, and she ended up cheating on her fiance, right? Because didn't the girl give her a ring?
Yeah.
Her fiance with her fiance's best friend, and it got out that she cheated, and she was like, I don't even know why I did this. Like, I can't even give you an explanation as to why I cheated. Like, it just happened. I'm sorry. And she was like, and she took my ring back. She was hurt about that, but she was like, and she took my ring back too. So, do you feel like, because this was actually a woman relationship, right? Like, yes. Lesbian relationship, two women. But do you feel like women, because I often hear this, right, that men cheat and they don't cheat for a reason sometimes, that they just cheat because that's just who they are, right? And women cheat because they fall in love and it's more of an emotional connection. So when she says she can't explain it, what do you guys feel about? Okay, let's get into it. So when she says she can't explain it and things like that, what do you guys feel?
I feel that anybody who cheats, it's not a mistake. It's not a oops, I can't believe it. It's you made a conscious effort every step of the way. You had any time to cut it out, stop it, and you went all the way. Then you did it, and now you feel guilty. That's what it is. It's the guilt. So if you're lucky, your partner will forgive you and you can get past it and move forward and just be happy, live your life. But sometimes you gotta let it go. Like, you made that that era. You did that. And you have to own it. And the song is basically saying, like, I know we can't make amends, but I don't want you to love somebody else. Like, it's real selfish. It's like,
Right.
please don't move on and have fun without me. Don't do all these great things without me. I hope you still think about me. And yeah, that's pretty much the premise of the song. So yeah, sometimes you got to take the L. You do things that are bad. You got to deal with the consequences. So I think.
I mean, I've been on the receiving end of that, but I also do have like a lot of brothers and I do have a lot of homeboys. And the conversation usually is like, I know I got to go in at home. I know I shouldn't be doing this. I did it because it was something new. Like, it's not, I don't know why. It was just like, oh, it's new. Let me see what that feel like. Do his thing, bust his nut, feel bad about it. Either you find out or very rarely you get told that it happened, but usually you find out and then chaos ensues. But it's more so because men have a need to want something new, even if they don't want to keep that new thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Abraham says, men cheat for the variety, I think, and women cheat for something that is missing. I think men cheat because something's missing too.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I was just about to say that when Ernie was talking, like, yeah, you may want to fill someone else's vagina, but at the end of the day, maybe you want to fill her vagina because I'm not giving it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, or maybe we're lacking communication. Like, there's still reasons why they cheat. They just don't dig deep enough to like really know what those reasons are. Because if you're happy, I don't understand what the reason for cheating would be.
Mm-hmm. Because home is now serious. It's not the fun. This new thing is fun. It's exciting. I ain't got no ties to you. No, you ain't gonna ask me no deep questions like when the light bill do. At home, I gotta have real questions, and then we may fuss or fight or whatever. So it's truly the easiness of it, and the like. You'll hear guys say it all the time, like, "Oh, she makes me so happy," or she's not like her. But it's like, okay, give her a year, and in a year she will be her. You're just trading old her for a new her because it's going to hit that point where it becomes serious. So there's a reason.
Princess Jaya said, only because you got caught, you feel guilty. Girl, bye. Everyone said, after Ernie taught Snaps bars. Is that a code? I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a tale about that story?
So someone wrote us, right? And their tale was that they were at a guy's house one time and he was in a long distance relationship and he was on Skype with his girlfriend. He forgot to close the screen out and she saw them kissing. So the guy had to get back on Skype with his girlfriend and explain, and then asked her to get on Skype with his girlfriend and explain that this was a one-time thing and that it would never happen again. And she said, I sat in a corner and waited for him to F me again. I was not getting on Skype. So she said their Skype ended, she got F'd and went home. I was like, okay. Like,
what?
Hey, listen, Heaux Tales, no judgment.
I love it. You got her, girl. Woo. Oh my goodness.
That I don't even know if I should be proud or like, oh no, sis, don't do that.
Why would I get on Skype and talk to your girlfriend? Like,
yeah.
I don't owe her explanation.
The explanation.
Let's be clear. Why she sit on the phone for that whole conversation? It's like he did not make her leave. So that means after he got off Skype, what did you think they did? Did you think they fought after that? Like
they surely
right. You over there crying your eyes out, and he over there breaking old girl's back in.
Could you come tell her we don't always do this?
Right.
What?
She over there like, hurry up.
Yeah. This is a one-time thing. I would never do this with your man.
Oh my God. Okay, I have a cheating hotel. So I'm gonna give them names so that we don't get confused.
Okay.
Okay. So this woman, she says, I was dating John, and wait a minute. I was dating John for about 6 months, and I got a job in DC. I went to see him before I moved, and his best friend Curtis was visiting. His best friend was living in DC and offered to show me around when I got out there. Needless to say, within the 2 months that I was there, I started hooking up with Curtis. We felt bad, and he told John about us, and John said, it's cool, it's fucked up, but it's cool. Then he called me and cursed me out and told me that Curtis was only screwing around with me because he had took his girlfriend a year ago. So this was like a revenge, right? She says, fast forward, Kurt ended up cheating on me. And according to IG, Kurt and John are still best friends with new girlfriends. Needless to say, I reported both their cars stolen because I know for a fact Curtis's car is in his cousin's name.
I mean, I commend her. Nah.
It's a report for me.
Right.
Like, there's nothing for you to really do at that point. So
okay, so I have one. Went to the park with my homegirl and her man. She was pregnant and just wanted to get out and walk. So they invited me along. A little backstory on it. I had been sleeping with her man for some times behind her back. During the walk, he gets a big idea and tells me a location where to duck off, and he'll meet me in 10 minutes or so. So I dip off because I know what's about to happen. 10 minutes later, he comes to the location and we get it in for about 30 minutes or so. We get done, we go look for her. And when we arrive together to her, we ask her, where did she run off to? We were looking for her for about 30 minutes and couldn't find her. The pregnant chick ran off somewhere.
What?
So confused.
Me too. Like I was so confused too. I was like, what happened during this story?
They was in a park.
It was in a park. They were walking. Someone left. I don't know.
They were walking. He somehow whispered to her, hey, meet me at XYZ. She does not go to the homegirl.
To the homegirl.
Right. Because he's still walking with pregnant bae. Somehow in this walk, I don't know if pregnant bae saw some cotton candy or some grapes or something, but somehow he manages to duck off and come up missing from pregnant bae. So pregnant bae is wandering around for 30 minutes, possibly screaming Marco Polo.
And then they return together?
Together. Damn near arm in arm, it seems like. She said we walked, we returned back home. Wait. When we arrived to her together, we asked her, where did she run off to? Because we were looking for her for about 30 minutes.
So now you're going to spin it on me. Where did the pregnant woman run off to? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So she's having sex with her friend, man. Cliff said it sounds like the plot for season 2 of The Undoing.
Right? It does.
It does.
I was so confused. I'm like, wait, who did what?
Everybody said that's smooth. How they flip that?
No ideas, Abrion. I know you.
This is just that's wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So now we're gonna get into Precious Tale, right? Okay. So in Precious Tale, she says, I'm only dealing with men with money. So in that tale, they talk about, she says that from young she never had money. So that kind of contributes to her only dealing with men with money. She says she worked for hers and she ain't dealing with someone who don't have theirs. So, I mean, and this is something that we hear a lot, right? So what are your thoughts on women only dealing with men with money, or even men only dealing with women with money?
I respect it. I mean, a person who's for you is for you. If you're going to be with someone solely because they have money, Like we see how that plays out with those like reality shows, right?
Right.
And people talking to you crazy, it's a whole thing. But if you just want someone who understands and values money the way that you do, if you don't want to teach them and you just want them to have, that's your preference. Like I don't see anything
wrong
with that, male or female.
Look, I done told my husband, said, babe, I love you and I want us to die together. But if this don't work out, I'm marrying for money next time. It's love crap. It's gonna be Skrilla upon Skrilla around this joint.
Right.
Twice. If y'all see me get married again, y'all gonna be like, "Ooh, he got money," because I ain't married for love, and I'm gonna let him know that. Look, we can learn to love each other. They do it in arranged marriages all the time. This will just be an arranged marriage I arranged. But
I arranged. I did this. I agree too. Like I don't find nothing wrong with saying that you don't want to deal with anyone who isn't making money, right? Like there's a difference between saying like, okay, he's starting his business and he may not have it all together right now, but at least he's trying for something opposed to someone who just isn't trying to work or trying to build something. Like, no, I'm not interested in that. Especially if I'm going to work and I'm grinding all day long. Nah, I'm not dealing with no one who's not making money. Like, it's just not happening.
right.
And this is the song. What? What song follows that?
Price tag? I think it's price tag.
Is it price tag?
Let's see.
Because I know there's like a song about the other side of things or whatever. So I don't know.
The other side.
That's what it's about?
I don't know. I don't want to lie to you right now. Yeah, no, this one is talking about because she says like I got dreams to buy expensive things, so where's my millionaire? So she's talking about dating someone who has money and how she has dreams of money. So
I mean, I know people. I went to college in Maryland, right? And for me, I knew I wanted to go back to New York. Like I hated the Maryland. I just was like, ugh, I can't stay here anymore, right? But I have friends who stayed out there because one, they didn't want to go back home and live with their parents. Two, they didn't want to go back home and live in the projects, right? They were living in the dorm for 4 years. So life had changed. So their grind to stay out there was way different. Me, I was fine. Like, well, I'm just gonna go home and I'll, work and then I'll get my own place and that'll be that. But for some people, they were just like, I cannot go back to that. So having that kind of mentality, I can understand why a lot of people want to date someone that has money or has at least matches what they have, because the thought of going without or thinking about like your childhood, how you grew up and you weren't able to do certain things. Like once you get older and you have that money, yeah, you spend it on ridiculous things at first, right? Because it's new to you. And then obviously you get smart with your money and you start investing in all that other stuff. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I don't think there should be any kind of negative stigma on it.
Me either. Like, I agree.
Okay, y'all. Now, don't. So I have a story for that one. But,
okay.
I named this one Little Harlot, the third grade champ. Okay.
What?
Somebody gave me like a precursor to Heaux Tales story.
Okay.
It says, this happened when I was in third grade. There was a chubby kid and he was kind of cute to me and I liked him and he liked me. So there was this one secluded dark hallway that everyone used to go down to make out at school. I told him to meet me down the hallway. Once we got there, he tried to change the plans and said, I'll give you $3 if you suck my you-know-what. Right? I said, sure. Then he pulled down his pants all the way to his ankles. I was like, I need my $3 first. He gave me the $3 and I pushed him down and ran as fast as I could. As I said, he was chubby, so he wasn't catching me because I was fast. In the neighborhood, there was a local corner store that everyone went to after school. It was a long line, so I ran fast and pushed my way to the front end and got in before the doors closed because the store was crowded. He eventually turned around and went home. I bought some snacks and he was mad because I got his money and he didn't get no sucky nor snacks. Lil Harlot, the 3rd grade champ.
The fact that this is happening in 3rd grade is like bothering
My
me.
daughter's in 3rd grade right now. I'm like, virtual school, homeschool forever. Like, you will never see the inside of a school building.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh my goodness. Homeschool,
Yes.
people, homeschool.
Please do. Please. Like,
But that's a good question. Like, being honest, when did your whole phase start? Did you see like little Hope? Like Kevin Hart had that part of his No F Given, where he's like his daughter came home every other day and basically liked a new boy, and he was like, "Oh, it's my daughter, Ho." Like, when does that start? Like, is there build up to be like, oh, she gon'?
Well, obviously, it's what they're seeing, right? No kid is gonna know just to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not an instinct. Like, I'm gonna pull down my pants and see what happens. No, like they
ask her to suck it.
So you got
like that was I just
what your kids are seeing. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If my kid came home talking about some little boy pulls his pants down, talking about put your mouth.
I gotta go see his parents. Me and Daddy are going to school with you tomorrow, and we gotta go see his parents.
Oh my goodness.
That's a
that's so young. Oh my goodness. Okay. Heaux Tales.
But now we gotta wonder, does that woman do things for money now? Like, what's her life like now?
Right?
She's still playing them. Like, don't you think it's on site?
Leaving with their whole wallet.
She's a whole
So now the last one we have is Amanda's Tale. And in Amanda's Tale, she says, my superpower is sex. Is that where I'm finding my worth? And basically she talks about feeling worthy by having sex because it keeps men coming back. And also in the song, she talks about like seeing girls on IG who has like things that she doesn't have, whether that be big breasts, big butts, but she knows that if she has sex with men, it'll keep them coming. So what are our thoughts on that?
Unfortunately, I think it's kind of sad that that's what she considers her superpower. I think that has a lot to do with insecurities that are way deeper than probably any of us could really help with. That's like serious issues there. But one thing I can say is like she acknowledges it and she's very self-aware.
Yeah.
What she does and how she uses her body and what she uses it for. I hope that, you know, she learns to love herself more. But, you know, it doesn't have to. The only reason why it's having this negative connotation on it is because she feels bad.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like the first one where she's owning her sexuality and she's like, I'm getting mine, whatever, whatever. This one, she feels bad and she feels like she has nothing else to offer.
Right.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, I agree. I think sex can be your superpower, but like you said, the fact that she feels bad about it and that's the way she only feels like, you know, men are looking at her or looking forward to being with her is through sex, then yeah, it is pretty sad. But I feel like in today's society that a lot of women do go through that, especially when we start comparing ourselves to the girls on IG who do have the big butts or the, you know, the big boobs or half naked or whatever it is. Like, that's just kind of how society is making things seem like they're regular when it's not. You know what I'm saying? So it's a sad thing. And then it's followed by what song is that? It's like my favorite song with Jasmine and her, Girl Like Me.
Oh, yes.
And she says on the song, she's like, you're going to make a hoe out of me, right? By like basically not seeing my worth and the things that I'm trying to do for you and the way I'm trying to love you. So cool. Like, now I'm going to be a hoe because the hoes get respect.
Right.
Exactly.
But do they?
She talked about the fashion over dresses and all of that.
She surely does. And I feel like society plays such a role, but this is why you also have to, I mean, this adults going through it, but like go make sure you teach your children the right things, right? Like
Right.
you don't have to look to society or look on Instagram and be a bottle girl and do all of these things and be half naked. Even Shawnee, like you did the challenge, which is so cute.
Challenge.
And it's like, you know, I'm not knocking it because some of them are hella cute, right? When the girls get dressed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like you can do the busted challenge and still be dressed in full clothes and still be cute as hell. Like
Right.
you don't always have to be showing skin to get attention. But who knows?
So I have a hotel, not mine.
I love it. You got to make that clear. It's
Gotta
not
make
my
that
hotel.
clear. Audio, not mine. Okay.
So
So
all the hotels discussed today are not ours.
It's
yeah.
not ours.
We're all written in.
Okay, so she writes, I'm in college and I was alone for the weekend. This is because my roommate and all my friends went home for the holiday weekend, and I decided not to go because I really didn't have the money. So I went to the store for a late night chip run, and this cute guy drove up beside me and talked that talk. So I guess he was talking slick, I guess. He asked if he could come by my dorm, and I said, cool, we can talk outside. I gave my phone number, and he called around 10 o'clock. Long story short, I snuck him in my room, and he looked a little different, but it was dark, so maybe I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, we made out. He smelled like alcohol, but we had sex anyway. It was good, too good. I didn't hear from him the next day, but he left $1,000 on my table. 3 weeks later, I didn't get my period, and so I ended up getting an abortion and then taking my friends out to eat with $1,000, sharing my story. So she,
Okay, escalated.
yeah, she said it was too good.
Right. Let's be clear. You know when there's a condom on and you know when there's not one. You
I
know.
don't think the condom was a question.
Yeah, like I don't think she was saying like he didn't use one. I think she's just saying I had a good ass night.
Well,
But
yes,
no.
those are the nights that you make children, is when the sex is way too good. Those are the nights. I can tell you every time my kids were made.
I like how she told it. Like I like how she said it was good, too good, and it was like, uh-oh.
Right.
But you know,
sucks the way you had to spend that $1,000. I mean, it was either formula and Pampers or chop shop visit, but
yeah.
What you should have did was went and took, what you should have did since it was too good is went to the store, got a Plan B pill the next day for $50, and then you would have still had $9.50 and didn't have to take your homegirls out. You could have just called them on the phone and did whatever you want to with that $9.50, like pay your rent or something. I don't know.
I can't.
But I think that sounds like a good experience for her.
Like I can't. What?
Princess Yaya said, I think he prepaid for that abortion. I think so too. Jackson came a night it was too good. That's her son.
Yaya. You know what I'm talking about. And you can remember, you like, I know the exact moment that you swam into that egg because
yeah. Damn. That's a rough one, but hey, she took her friends out. Obviously, she was feeling good. So
she has
next time, just go get the Plan B pill the next day, whether you think it or not. Just go get that and call it a day.
There is no next time.
Huh?
It's like hopefully there is no next time.
Oh, there's gonna be a next time for her.
Next time you see a stranger.
There's gonna be a next time.
Hey, hopefully you learned your lesson.
She didn't say that was the first time. This could have been the 50th.
She really didn't.
She was way too slick about this process. Like, oh yeah, so he left $1,000. So hey, I didn't have to pay for it this time. I just went and took my homegirls out to eat. One of them took me to go to get the abortion. Hey, party over here.
Yeah, she had herself a little field day, but
hey, I had a homegirl that used abortions as birth control. She called me and be like, hey, what you doing Tuesday? No, I'm not going. I'm not going this time. But I went whenever she called because I was her friend.
Loyal. You are definitely loyal.
Come on, girl. You know the drill. They like, well, do you know what? Yeah, we know. Girl, we was in here a month ago. We know.
Oh my goodness. That is too funny.
So that's the end of our tales for today.
what tales they were.
What great tales.
Right. I mean, usually we end with a scenario, but I feel like we gave y'all so many scenarios.
Right.
Just from there. Let's see. Cliff says, I didn't leave $1,000. She took it from my wallet. Bobby says she's going back. 2 good means there was another round.
Okay.
Cliff said, Ernie, your friend is a damn serial killer. She needs her own Netflix special.
Yes. Yes.
And Princess Yaya said, each one of you tell yours.
No.
That's all for tonight, people. We'll be back next week with stay tuned.
So 15 minutes. Yep, we did our hour.
Look, okay, I'll tell y'all this. My hotel, I'm not gonna tell y'all it, but I got a ring. So
this is the one.
It's like we might need that story.
Did a couple things, told him to leave the next day, and he said, I'm never going anywhere. And we're married. That's literally a true story.
Maybe Ernie will share that sometime this week.
I think, you know what? I think I'm going to pull him on, and I think I'm going to make him tell the story because I love when he tells this story. It's, yeah. But that's a show my parents can't watch, so.
maybe I'll share on IG Live. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
How the night is going. Maybe.
Oh, boy. All right.
Okay. Wait. Let's do the super YouTube thing, right? Get this video to 1,000 likes and we'll share ours.
Okay, there we go. Now we're talking.
Exactly.
Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification.
There you go.
You always know when her view's live.
Yes. Thanks for watching.
That's all we got, folks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.